Testing.
Testing, testing.
You can shoot the shit. You don't have to go in cold or anything. Like, you can like chat about your day or.
Yeah, I've been doing all right. How are you doing, Hyde? I still don't see it on YouTube at all.
Yeah.
No, I don't see it on YouTube either. Oh, I can see it coming through though. I can see it coming through on my laptop on Streamlabs. So it should be. Let me check. It should be good to go.
Phew.
Check it. Oh.
Yeah, most recent thing I see is just the race collab.
Nope.
So what's the problem?
What if you send a news?
I don't know because it's live. It's live here. It's set to private. That might not help.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
probably.
Maybe. Yeah, it
Let me
might
see if
actually. Yeah.
On studio, it's not come up though. Like, wait, okay, give me one sec. No, weird. You're live.
We are.
Nice.
You are super live.
I don't see it.
Shoot. Yeah, that's weird. Oh yeah. Wait.
Apply.
And now you're public.
We're public.
Play.
Hey.
Have a little look. See.
Let me find out. Let me find out.
Oh, I got a
well, if we
notification.
I straight up don't see it. Like,
I
I
got a
straight up
notification, but I
don't see it either.
Yeah.
I
No,
see
we're
it.
live. We're live.
I'm
Just
in
leave a
it.
comment.
Yeah, I'm in it on my
Yep.
phone.
welcome.
Yeah. We're good.
We are good. We are live. Apologies for the technical difficulties, but we are here and we are ready. Today we're going to be doing Ask D Audience round 2. This week is going to be a theory clash where each of our contestants, including myself, will spit 2 theories. I'll go over the rules in a little bit more detail. Let's go ahead and introduce the rest of the lovely contestants. My name is Vexus, the Lurking Legend, aka Nicopedia. I'm joined by Cube of the Red Sea.
What up, guys? Welcome to Ask the Audience. Very excited, as you know, member of the last arc. But I'm very excited to be part of this edition with the goats that we have right here and with the best audience that we can ask for this session. So let's have a fire session, guys.
That's amazing. And then we have last week's runner-up, Andy Lex. Go ahead and tell us how you're doing. Tell us who you are.
Yeah, Star Knight, Risha, Andylex. Hey, what's up? I'm a One Piece theorist, and I like to do live reactions. And yeah, I hope you all are having a good day. I got these 2 theories I've been cooking up. I hope you enjoy them.
Let's get it. And then we have last week's grand champion, Captain Smokey in the house. How are you today?
I'm feeling great, you guys. Nobody special, just a kid that's Grand Line bound, you know. I'm ready to get it, man. And a quick side note, I just thought about this. If you want to show some love to the captain, help me get to 200 subscribers before my birthday, July 4th. Let's get it. I'm at 185. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yo, badass. Yo, my birthday's 4 days after yours. Yo, July
Nice, let's
July
get it.
boys.
Hey.
I just put the link in chat for Captain Smokey's channel, Grand Line Bound. Everybody go check that out for
Appreciate
sure.
you, guys.
And make sure you like D stream as well.
Like
Yes,
Green.
sir.
We are also joined by the resident Nico. Go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
Yo, what's up, guys? I'm part of the Denden channel. I'm Nico, 25 years old. I'm from Italy. As you can probably tell, my English is not that good, so bear with me. So, let's have fun and spit some theories out. Yoroshiku.
Excellent. We got nothing but goats here. I see the chat is popping off. I'm dropping a link right now for the Last Arc's Discord server. This week we will be calculating votes based off of the reactions in the Discord server, since YouTube polls only allow 4 options and we have 5 goats here with us. So please make sure you guys are joined up with the Discord server at the very top next to rules and roles. There's going to be a channel where you can react that's called Ask D Audience. We made that just for you guys. The way that things are going to be working today is that each and every single contestant will be given 3 minutes to state their theory, and then we'll have in between each of the 3 minutes of them spitting their theory, we'll have a brief little discussion moment to talk about it and whatnot. After everybody has spit their theory and we've discussed all of them, and we've got the first 5 entries and whatnot from each of us, we will then be polling the audience, and you guys will react. Please only react to one theory in the Discord channel, and once we have figured out the bottom 2 for the first round, they will be kicked out, and we will go to the second round, where we will find out there's going to be 3 more theories that are spit. Again, we'll have 3 minutes each to present each theory, and then a brief discussion in between each one, and then we will be voting for the top one. Only the best will make it to the number 1 seat this week. We've got some amazing content creators and people in the community here with us today. Cube, I know you've been cooking a ton of theories up. If you wanted to go ahead and start us off, we can get 3 minutes on the clock. Let me get my timer out real quick.
Sure.
And I will let you know when you are ready. Does that sound good?
Perfect.
All right. So I'm going to give you the floor, Cube, in 3, 2, 1. You got 3 minutes. Let's go.
Okay, so for my first theory is, and I wanted to stay relevant, I was thinking of this arc, Egghead, right? And there was something very interesting that bothered me with this arc that Oda has only done for this arc is changing up the pace by going out of Egghead to show all the stuff about the reverie happened a week ago. So I was wondering myself, like, what are the reasons why? And I realized most likely it is the idea that I think York being the traitor, I was not a big fan of it, but I do feel like Oda might have guessed that, and I think this entire whole thing. And so basically my idea is, I believe some of the stuff we're getting in Egghead is because it's all hitting to the God Valley incident. And I think like the Bonnie flashback will most likely connect to that. And I think the information leak, part of it that York has, is part of the God Valley incident. The why that theory is not just that, it's also, I believe, the reason why is those 3 last Seraphim that we were shown in last chapter, showing that they were all 3 together. And so my big theory is this. I believe York is indeed a traitor, but the problem, the logistic that we've been getting with York is how we're able to pull out the thing is because she's basically been, since the get-go, using Doflamingo Seraphim, Crocodile Seraphim, and Moria Seraphim in the background. And the best example for that is Doflamingo used King Riku during the God Valley. The Dressrosa Knight used his strings to make people think that he was attacking. A similar move that he did to Atlas when Shaka told Atlas to back away, but Atlas jumped forward and seemed also puzzled by it. And then you see Shaka being killed by the same way as Doflamingo was killed. So it does show that there is a Doflamingo, and if you think about it, Doflamingo became a Shishibukai by the same means that York is trying to become a Celestial Dragon. Blackmail information to get a certain position. So for me, and my whole idea is I believe that the 3 Seraphims are heavily important to it. And I will drop this as well, because I believe both Crocodile, Moria, Crocodile and Moria were at God Valley as well. So I believe that basically a lot of the stuff we're getting the Reverie in right now in Egghead will connect back to God Valley. And so that will be the flashback that we'll get in this arc. Bonnie's flashback is part of Kuma, is part of the God Valley incident. And I don't know if the timer is still good or still some time.
You got 2:20, so 40 seconds left.
40 seconds. Okay, yeah. So that's basically the thing. Because my whole thing is, and I've been saying it, there was a statement that will connect everything. How York was able to do the traitor and how most likely she was able to get the 3 Seraphim, or at least all the Seraphim on her side. And then there was a statement by Jinbei saying that what would happen to to Punk Records with all the ideology if they match up? Would it corrupt it? Which is the only question where Vegapunk actually never answered. He just told Jinbei, that's a great question, Jinbei, first son of the sea. But if you keep asking your questions like that, you will never go further in science. So I do think that there was something that happened with York, and it affected also the Seraphims. So yeah, that's my theory.
Perfect timing. We are right at the 3-minute mark. Excellent. So now we can open up the floor for a brief discussion. If anybody wants to weigh in on that, we can kind of dissect the theory for a minute or so before we move on to the next theory.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the importance of the seraphim and like I don't know if anyone else wants to go first. Go ahead, real quick. I'm making it
No,
random.
ask the question. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But so Cube, you believe that each of those seraphim are going to be integral. When do you like? Do you know? Just if you like, if you want to elaborate just briefly on that for me, real quick. I'm sorry, I'm having
Yeah.
technical difficulties.
So yeah, so with the whole, especially with the God Valley thing is, and why, so basically, I think they're gonna come back to the story, but most likely there's something about the seraphim, the age they are, and it could be like if you think of Kuma in the flashback, where I believe that when he was taken as a kid, it was God Valley, and you think about it, most of those three what's it called, well, at least Doflamingo and Crocodile are close in age. I don't remember for Moria, but I think also he's close to his 40 as well. Well, I think no, Moria is born 30 years ago, the year of God Valley. That was also that hinted to me. So I do feel, and you think about it, in the pre-time skip, the only moment where we saw Crocodile Moria and Kuma all together, and Doflamingo as well, was where Marineford, which I believe is a parallel to God Valley. So I do believe like the first time, like in the story, they might have been child, all of them at God Valley at the time. That's where I'm coming with. And Oda's going to use the seraphims as a means to show a version of them, like something happened in God Valley. There was something. I think that's why he chose specifically those ages for some of the seraphims.
All children.
Yeah.
And I know
Even Doflamingo, right? You said so. So all of them as children were there at God Valley.
Yeah, because if you think about it, Doflamingo would have been very young because he's like his early 40s, so he would have been very young. But if you think about it, the event that happened after God Valley is homing Dorihote demands to no longer be a celestial dragon. Something happened to it, and the only other event before that is God Valley. And I might say this: I think the celestial dragon family that was saved by Roger and Garp could have been the Doflamingo family. So that's why it all connects.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that makes
like
a lot of
that
sense.
part.
Mm.
I like that part. Okay, here's a quick question though. So how does Saint Figurelin tie into all of this?
Because most likely, and that's something that I didn't really put in theory, but my whole thing is the way he looked and he called him a trash. I forgot Mosgard, his name is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mosgard. The way he talked about it, and if you think about it, if we're right about the Dorihote family, they're the ones in God Valley that question stuff, right? And then you have Doflamingo, right? And now you have him. It would show that most likely the Figureland family have some kind of issue with the Doflamingo family, which will make sense. So I do feel like there will be this thing that it could be like two families, and we have that a lot of times. Some of the two families, like if you think about Wano, is really the whole issue between the Kozuki and the Kurozumi. So it could be think that there is this version of issue, and especially like if let's say the Doflamingo family, at least homing, was able to find morality. He said, I felt human again. I want to be human again. So we could say that maybe the Figureland family is the one family that doesn't want to be human, wants to stay a god. So I could see them being, adversary families in that way.
Right. I could see them being angry at the Don Quixotes for leaving too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, so the theory in a nutshell, just for those who are just now joining Cube, go ahead and just like quick nutshell the theory for, I see we got some more people hitting up in the chat right now.
So, okay, in a nutshell is, my theory is basically Oda is going to use the Kuma flashback to go into God Valley, but before that he needed to do certain stuff, and in the Reverie stuff a week ago. But the one thing is, the reason why the York trader thing makes sense is there's something about God Valley which will also be leaked, and York has been using the three seraphims, Crocodile, Doflamingo, and Moria Seraphim, by pulling all the strings, especially Doflamingo, giving him the idea of most likely to York how to become a celestial dragon, how to get rid of Shaka with a handgun, and the whole Atlas being destroyed by Rob Lucci is remnants to King Riku being used by Doflamingo with his string fruit to attack him, so he becomes the savior of Dressrosa.
Bombo
So that's the idea.
I like that.
Damn.
That was saucy. That was spicy.
So we're getting God Valley this arc.
Let's hope.
Okay, so then we can go ahead and we will shift it over to the boy Andy Lex. Let me get my timer reset, and we will give you the floor if you're ready. Just give me a what's up.
Yes. What's up? Yeah. This.
All right. Well, hold on. I'll give you a countdown real quick.
Okay.
We will do. You will have 3 minutes to spit. I'll give you a 30-second warning. So starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
All right. So yes, my first theory is, since we haven't heard from Garp in a while, I believe Garp will surrender and get captured by the Blackbeard pirates. In chapter 1081, we see Akiji freeze Hibari, just like how he froze Robin back in chapter 320. Akiji wants Kobe, since the Blackbeard pirates thinks Kobe would be a good trade since he's the hero of the Marines. Blackbeard wants Hachinosu to be Blackbeard Kingdom, which means it'll be government affiliated. The Blackbeard pirates want to use Kobe as a bargaining chip in hopes, Hachinosu could be part of the government. But yeah, the theory is I think Garp will surrender to Akiji. Yes, I know it's hard to believe because Garp is OPAF. But yeah, I think Garp will get captured. We see Hibari frozen in the arms of Kobe, just like how Robin was in the arms of Luffy after getting frozen by Akiji. But like, yeah, where would Kobe run to? Akiji played dirty. No, he knows Garp won't want Hibari to die. The moment Akiji froze Hibari, he had checkmate on that fight. The Blackbeards, and so if Garp were to surrender, the Blackbeard pirates will have the true hero of the Marines on their side as a bargaining chip with the government. But in return, Hibari will be saved. And this will be even more I think this is even more believable if Hibari is Akianu's daughter. It'll add to the conflict between them. Akiji and Akianu, Kobe and Akianu, Garp and Akianu. Hibari is connected to all these characters, since all these characters I mentioned have a bad past with Akianu. Akiji said it himself, he can't let Kobe escape. It'll look bad on him towards the Blackbeard pirates. You could also say there's like a generational conflict between Kobe and Akianu, and Hibari and Akiji. Akiji has this rage. He still has rage against Akianu. Garp wouldn't want to put Kobe into any more danger. He knows what Akiji is capable of. But what if Kobe tries to do something rash, like he did in Marineford and he did back with Alvida and Luffy? Yeah, Garp could. No one's gonna be there to save him. Garp's got his hands filled up full, unless Garp pulls an ace and gets a donut hole in him. But I doubt that's gonna happen.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You got 45 more seconds.
Oh yeah, the Blackbeard pirates may even have Katarina transform into Garp, and the Blackbeard pirates will trade Katarina pretending to be Garp with the government. And while Garp is with Blackbeard, Pudding will use her powers on Garp and read his memories about God's Valley. I don't really think Akiji wants to kill Hibari, but Garp can't take any risks. Garp won't be able to persuade Akiji to switch sides. The whole confrontation may have gotten personal the moment Hibari came into play. I'm pretty sure Kuzan still has a grudge against Akianu, so he's venting off by freezing his daughter. But yeah, I believe Garp will surrender and get his ass beaten only because he let it happen. Poor Garp. He's always put in a situation where he has to hold back. Garp doesn't want to see another person he loves die. Kobe is at risk as well. The odds are against Garp. But yeah, I see Garp being the bargaining chip for the Blackbeard pirates. And why go for a small hero when you could have the big hero?
All right, so that is the 3-minute mark, and we can now open it up for discussion. You believe that Garp will surrender at Hachinosu. Guys, any thoughts?
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty solid theory.
Okay, I'm gonna give my answer. Eddie Legs, I love you, bro, but Garp surrendering, it's just for me is, a lot of stuff, most of the stuff I agree. I just feel like it will be a surrender, but I do feel there'll be a twist with Garp, like there will be something. But just I don't see Garp being the hero of the Marines. Luffy's grandfather. Like we only seen Luffy fall back when he realized he's really overpowered because he's not strong enough. Just seeing who Garp is, I don't see the surrendering. But all the other stuff is fire. I do agree. But just the surrendering is hard to see Garp with. But then I might be
dying.
I get you. Yeah.
Do you see him dying? Any of you guys see him dying? Maybe like going at it and still
I
getting
see him.
killed?
I see him hesitating maybe because we've seen it
I-
with Luffy when he closes his eyes. So that
Yeah.
could be his downfall. Like not be killed but captured in a way that basically Aokiji or even they're something with Kobe and that small like Oden, that small instance he hesitates. And that's enough for Aokiji or someone else to and if Aokiji can turn into ice, you know.
Yeah, I can see maybe like a lot of people were saying that he might die to stoke the flame for Luffy, and I'm just like Luffy does not think of him like that. Like honestly, I mean he'd be sad, but it wouldn't be like that Jiraiya moment. Like I think it would be like that for Kobe, but I don't
For
think it
sure.
would be like that for Luffy. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
I do think that there's a strong case that Garp does not actually see the end of this, which is sad
Yeah.
to say. And he's him. I'm not gonna lie, he's him. But I definitely can see him surrendering, and that would definitely like I don't know, like Blackbeard is a whole different kind of guy, and he we never really know what he's up to. He's unpredictable like that, and I think that this could be really interesting. I don't believe that Aokiji is fully on board with Blackbeard, but I
No.
think that this might be like where his he has to prove his actual like this might be something that Blackbeard has like kind of set up, like prove your loyalty, and like Aokiji is gonna need to do this to accomplish a greater means, like to some sort. So yeah, I think that I like Andy likes his theory. I don't know if I'm fully on board with it, but I really do like it. Nico, you got any thoughts?
Yeah, I was gonna say that something that most people don't think about, at least I haven't heard as much as I thought I would have, is Kobe inheriting Garp's will, and this might be the perfect occasion for that to happen.
Ooh, Kobe with the ooh, that'd be
Yeah.
dope. Alexi Fist, Kobe.
Kobe the
Yeesh.
fifth. Yeah,
Because
that's gonna
I
be
don't
interesting.
know what like so far we've seen Kobe just using his hands. Helmeppo has the kukri knife, but so far Kobe just used his hands. I'm pretty sure. Not
Yeah,
and
those kukri knives are two Meito grade supreme like Hashimoto blades. I guarantee you. But that's a different theory. That's not what I'm spitting.
Yeah.
But yes,
Ah.
everybody in the chat is goated. Thank you guys. Like D stream. Just a brief recap so far for what you might have missed is Cube believes that the ages of the Seraphim are going to be integral, and Andy Lex has just spit that specifically he thinks Garp is going to surrender.
It's like get captured. Yeah.
Or yeah. So like that is the two that we've covered so far. If there's anything else we'd like to discuss before moving on, we'll give you guys a couple of seconds to spit. Otherwise, we're gonna get on to Smokey's theory. All right, everybody, please do remember to like the stream, and if you have not already joined the Last Arcs Discord server, that is where we will be voting for the theories whenever we do finish our first round of spitting. I'm going to open up the floor to Smokey. Let me get the timer reset. And just like the previous two, you're going to have 3 minutes to state your theory, and then we'll open up the floor for brief discussion. I'm going to give you a 3-second countdown, and I will let you know whenever you have 30 seconds left on the clock.
Let's get it.
You ready? You ready, brother?
I am. Let's go.
All right, we got 3, 2, 1, spit.
All right. So my theory is this. My theory is when you boil down One Piece, it's a story about a reverse alien invasion. Usually in alien invasion stories, the aliens come down and they conquer. But in this story, I think races from other planets came down here and were in prison. Kind of like District 9, but of course, One Piece predates District 9. So I think that races from other planets came here, like the Lunarians, the Oars, the Fishmen, etc. And they came to this world via the ancient weapons. The Poseidon, the Sea Kings were probably creatures that carried the main vehicle, almost like sled dogs carry a sled or a reindeer carrying a sled, whatever, right? And of course, every sled needs a controller. So Shirahoshi is that controller, aka one of the sovereigns. And I also think Pluton needs a sovereign. And I also think Pluton is the main body of this ship, controlled by the Mother Flame, right? A power created by the Lunarians. Now, and Uranus, with that being said, Uranus has to be either the wings or the propulsion of this ship, right? This is how they came down. And I also believe that when they came down, they brought devil fruits, basically reincarnations of pure will. Now, this ties in the will of D. I believe that the will of D means the will of the descendants, and not just lineage descendants, but actual descendants from space or the heavens. That's why they were labeled devils, right? The will of the descendants. And I also believe that when they came down here, Emu saw the technology they brought here, aka the ancient kingdom. They saw the devil fruits, and she devised a plan to basically imprison them and entrap them here. And I also believe that when they brought devil fruits, she basically used everybody to control, to create this world. She made them build the red line. She made them build reverse mountain. She made all the currents in the grand line and the calm belt. You know what I mean? She used the Sea Kings to create the calm belt. And I think basically this is a big imprisonment story, right? And AKA this is also known as the Void Century. I think this all happened in the Void Century.
Yeah,
And I say all of it. How much?
25 seconds. Go ahead.
25 seconds. So all this comes from the story of the Anunnaki, right? If any of you guys watch Ancient Aliens, Anunnaki created humans to mine their gold. I think it's the reverse. Emu manipulated everybody to create this world, that she wants to use to control or imprison people. That's my thought on that.
Excellent. So
Nice.
that is right at the 3-minute mark, and we will open it up for discussion. Guys, y'all have anything to say about the Scientology piece? Is that what we're calling it?
Anunnaki piece.
Yeah. I love it.
I think it's interesting what you just said because you remember the little robots that Dr. Tsukimi made?
Automata.
The automata, yeah.
Automata, yeah.
Yeah, originally, I used to think that there was a possibility that these little automatas a long time ago were like the real humans because Chopper looks like them. It's sort of similar. So maybe in the past, since he ate the human fruit, this resemblance maybe it connected somehow to the fruit, like Chopper looking like them and having the human fruit may opened up the possibility for me that in I don't know how many years ago, at least 8,000 because we had the inscription on the moon, but maybe these little people were the actual humans, I guess, and what we call now humans are maybe Lunarians or other races that mixed up and eventually got the automatas.
I've definitely speculated about like hybrid peace for like a while, like all of the different. And so I've heard from a few different people that like some of these races could be coming from space, and we saw like a geocentric model at O'Hara. So I definitely I like the theory. It's definitely very fun. Chat seems to love it as well.
Yeah, I believe that almost all races except for the actual humans came there, and they came probably either distress or for discovery, right? And it also ties in for me. A personal theory of mine is the All Blue. I think all the tales from the All Blue come from the Void Century or before the Void Century, right? Because nobody's ever sailed it or seen it. So I think it comes from, and of course those tales, the All Blue actually existed before the Red Line and the Reverse Mountain were built. And these are tales probably passed down that probably made it through Emu's BS of, history wiping and all that shit she did. So I think that's where the All Blue, nobody's ever sailed it and seen it in this current era, and it probably stems from before the book. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to tie that in there.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Oh, sorry, you can go ahead.
No, it's okay. I'll go after you. If you had a point.
Yeah, just a small bit because it's basically we have records about the All Blue, but people haven't seen it. So it's, I guess, just like you said, it's something that was present, like probably before the Void Century, and the information about that survived up until now. And in the last chapter, we've seen Ivankov look at a specific book, which if you look closely at the front page, it's there's a word written there, which is Genesis. So the
Beginning.
word, yeah, the beginning, and and that's probably where he read the thing about Emu being a king from the past. So there seems to be some sort of records scattered around where you can read some type of information. That's probably where O'Hara's books come into play.
Go ahead, Cube.
So yeah, well, first of all, I was gonna in my feedback, I was gonna actually talk about the Book of Genesis. Ivankov was holding because for the basis of it, you can say what you want. It's the Book of Genesis, just talks about the origin, creation of the universe, and all the inhabitants on the planet. So I do like this idea, and the same way as what you said about the All Blue is because I think all the other people said what they need to be said, and I really like your theory. I didn't have that much pushback. But one thing I'll give more with the All Blue part is it does make sense because if you think about it, it's like Ivankov said, if the immortality surgery is known, means that at least there has to be someone who had to have done it so that they talk about it. Yeah, and you think about it, the best example, I've been saying it for a while now, I don't believe Usopp lies. I think they're repressed memories if he have knowledge of the Void Century. Like it's if you have repressed memories, then all of the lies you're saying is not lies. It's just in your eyes you don't have any proof to it, but it's something that's yours, but you just can't see it. So it does make sense that especially for the All Blue, that there was an All Blue or there was a concept of the All Blue, which I think, and I think it connects with the animals because I was going to say the Book of Genesis in ours specifically talks about all those beautiful creatures that used to exist at the beginning of time. So it could be a thing that it could have been saying that all the animals that they can't see anymore, yes, all swim and they all blue, and that's when. So maybe they know nothing about the All Blue, but they knew there was a location because they knew those where those fishes were. So that also could be the fact. And we never talk about where actually fishes come from. If you think about it, like sea kings, all of it. So
right.
Yeah, Andy Lex, you got anything about Smokey's theory before we do a quick recap?
I loved it. It was great. I don't know if necessarily a lot of races were from space, but I do believe some are for sure. I really like how he brought that up, and yeah, it was great overall. Yeah.
Thanks, I think that my main takeaway is that I'm more inclined to believe that humans are one of the alien groups, and I think that Lunarians might be the actual natives, or were the actual natives.
That could be true.
Yeah, but I mean, I like what you were saying. A lot of what you were saying. That's just my main angle there.
Thanks, guys.
But I also like the descendant. That was really good too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was solid. Yeah, really solid. So, Cube, in like 10 seconds, just real quick for the folks that just jumped in, go ahead and give your theory in like the quickest of terms.
Okay, so basically the quickest of turns is everything about this arc was to basically prepare us for the God Valley incident that will appear at the end of it. And York being the traitor makes sense, more and more sense, because she's been using the Seraphim Doflamingo, Seraphim Moria, and Seraphim Crocodile to be making some of the moves at the times where we don't understand how she was a traitor. And the best example for that is the way Shaka died, the way Atlas was moved forward, is stuff that Doflamingo has done. And the way that York wants to become a Cecil Dragon is the same means that Doflamingo did to become a Shichibukai. So yeah, that's the summary of the theory.
Andy, a quick recap of your theory that we've already discussed for the people who are just jumping in.
Yes, my theory is that I believe Garp will get captured / surrender, and Katarina will they'll give in Katarina instead, and she'll be in Garp's body, and that she'll be given to the government, and then the Blackbeard pirates will have Garp all to themselves.
Wild. And then Smokey, just a quick recap of your Area 51 piece.
One Piece, a reverse alien story where the aliens get fucked instead.
Wild. And then, yeah, Nico, if you're wanting, I can go ahead and give you the floor. And let me restart my clock, and I'll give you a three.
Wait, just before that, because Nico just had to quickly go off his keyboard he said for 1 minute. He'll be back in a couple minutes.
That's cool. I mean, I can go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can go for it.
The spicy
Oh, wait, he said-
about to get spicy here.
So yeah,
Let's go.
I will set my own timer, and give me just a second. All
3
right.
minutes, not 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Hey, I got you. If someone else wants to time me, you're more than welcome.
I'm just playing. Go ahead, bro.
But I probably won't even need the full 3 minutes. I'm gonna have y'all. But yeah, so I'm starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right. So basically, my theory is involving the Mother Flame / Mother Frame skyship. I believe it's air conditioning. To get right into this, it's in 1086. It was proposed that by Ivankov, and then rebuffed by Dragon. That Vegapunk created the flying weapon that nuked Lucia in 1060. They then thought that it could have been an ancient weapon, but I think that's a massive red herring, and that is actually something that we were introduced to in 1062. Several somethings, that is. I believe that the main proponent part to the skyship is actually the island aircon system that Atlas told us about. She was explaining to Luffy, Bonnie, and Chopper how it could warm an entire island down to the soil, and that the blueprints were in fact distributed. But due to lack of capable engineers, it couldn't be mass produced. And I believe that this is a lie that was told to the Vegapunks by the world government, as we now know that Saturn is a brilliant scientific and military mind based off of his title in the last chapter. Atlas also stated that resources and materials were another massive drawback in mass production of this. But I think that the skyship is using a series of Fresnel lenses to focus the radiant energy from the island aircon system into the 16 beams of light that we saw. A Fresnel lens is a system of reflecting and refracting thin lenses that have been used in lighthouses in IRL since the early 1800s. And we've seen lighthouses exist in the world of One Piece, specifically at Twin Capes on Reverse Mountain. These types of lenses are used to reduce the energy requirements necessary drastically for making powerful beams of light that can travel long distances. And in 1062, we were also introduced to the photonic gloves, which allow light to be physically interacted with. I believe that the nuking of Elusia was possible due to several seemingly harmless pieces of tech coming together and being weaponized by a devious mind, and that the world government has falsely withheld resources and information from Vegapunk to force him and his team to work within the specific boundaries that they've set. As far as the power source for this, I believe that it is potentially as little as one Lunarian who has been possibly kept alive through the perpetual youth surgery and held prisoner. This Lunarian could be the mother of Albert, better known as King, who we saw Vegapunk experimenting on in episode 1063, and it would make sense to me that how else would a Lunarian be alive in today's day and age if they didn't have at least one person they were like cloning or something? And so that would make more sense to the whole Mother Flame title if that's what the translation that we're going for, and it's still left ambiguous. And so I think that, based off of that slave, they're using that as a battery to fuel, and that's like their eternal flame source. And I'm gonna go and stop there. I still had 5 seconds to spit, but I'll let you guys discuss it.
Nice. Well done.
Nice,
I would like to. That's pretty good. Yeah, I really like that. How they could have a Lunarian as the source, and they kept them alive with the perpetual youth. That's pretty fire.
Air
Literally.
conditioned
Fire.
piece is real.
Literally fired. Yeah.
No, I like it. And the more I think about it, the more it does make sense. I do think there's a Lunarian origin to that. It would actually,
Yeah, for sure.
it makes it. Yeah, it actually makes sense. Why I'll say this is, if you think about it, everything about Emu is about God, right? Well, that's what we assume to it. So basing it off of the race that's considered to be a God race actually makes sense. I mean, like it's like It's even like in terms of even ideology, it would make sense. Would base the government would base that ability that weapon to the Lunarian. So yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, and I mean like another main point. Oh, I'm sorry, I just had a massive brain fart. Give me like a second. Oh yeah, another main point is that like in 1086, most recent chapter, like Ivankov and Dragon are talking back and forth about like this and this and this, and Ivankov, the true One Piece theorist who puts us all to shame. I think all of that was red herrings. I think it was honestly,
Yeah.
I don't believe any of that was legitimate confirmation. I think that was Oda stirring the pot and wanting to flip the whole theory game on its head. And so specifically, they said that they mentioned the perpetual youth surgery. I don't think that Emu, I think Emu has a separate means, which if I make it to the next round, I will elaborate on. But no, I think that specifically it was a red herring, and it would make more sense to me if somebody else had gotten the eternal youth surgery, and that it would be a Lunarian, and that's the perpetual flame that Vegapunk referenced to us. But like because Ivankov brought it up, I'm much less inclined to believe that Emu had the perpetual youth surgery, but clearly somebody in the story who's important has, right?
Panda man.
But anything else anyone wanted to discuss off of my theory?
No, I like it a lot. It's pretty good. And my theory too, like I think the Lunarians have something to do with the Mother Flame as well. For sure, for sure.
Nice.
Oh yeah, true.
Because
go.
Because also you think about it, the one thing that was also specified by Sabo is there was black clouds, right? And so everybody's connected to their fruitability or Emu or something like that with that ink or shadow substance, depending what you want to call it, day of the week. But what I like about this whole thing is the fire aspect. It could explain why maybe the clouds were something like it could have been because of the fire, whatever the fire that it produces. Maybe like it's black fog instead, and they assume it was black clouds because it was just that heavy, it was dense smoke maybe as well, and they just
I think it
assume
was a
black clouds.
UFO. It was a UFO shaped like a dragon, man. Anunnaki.
It's the air conditioning. It's the island air conditioning. That's all I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
what it is. It's something.
Yeah.
piece is real.
Yeah, so that's why it has credence, the fire aspect, because if you would think if it's not black clouds, something a power source based off Lunarian fire, or whatever you call Lunarian itself, or whatever it is, it makes sense actually. It's the best counterpart to that, So yeah, I like it.
You know why I say it's a dragon shaped like a UFO? Because he also says he's like, I don't know if it was artificial or if it was living. You know what I mean? Like he saw it moving and shit. And then who had the biggest reaction in that panel? It was Dragon. I think Oda was playing with something there. He was foreshadowing.
Nico, did you have anything?
Especially all the. Oh, go ahead, Nico.
No, you can finish.
I was just gonna finish by saying like, I don't know if you guys, because I've been watching a lot of Ancient Aliens, man, and if you guys go through all the history of the world, like dragons and UFOs are very synonymous in a lot of folklore. You know what I mean? So I just want to throw that out there, you guys. Just trying to spit.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I agree with you. Like Ivankov basically just said Oda used Ivankov to like show us every single theory that we've been thinking about up until that point, like the perpetual youth surgery, the fact that the thing that destroyed Lulusia could have been an ancient weapon. Like that's all theories that us viewers have thought about, and he probably used Ivankov to make us realize like he knows that we have been like what we've been thinking about, and it's probably not gonna be that.
Curveball.
Yeah,
Just
and
like
so
usual.
that's exactly it. Is I feel like because Oda used that as a mouthpiece, he's basically like being like, "Look, this is you. This is what you sound like," to all of us.
Right. You don't know me. You got like what? You guys
But
know what
yeah,
I'm gonna
I
do.
like how you mentioned how
Ah.
even Cove is like there when big theory like is around when usually people around theory stuff people talk about. That doesn't make a lot of sense too. Gotta pay attention to where he comes out in the manga, in the anime.
Yeah. Also,
Right.
this the theory works well with Kizaru's help the with Vegapunk. You know, the whole theory about Kizaru being related, or that he somehow helped, Vegapunk with the Pacifista, with his light fruit. The beams of light may be like the whole machine could be a mix between this energy source, which is flame, and maybe Kizaru's laser power, something like that. Maybe the combination of both. I don't know.
Yeah, I could see that. I just didn't think I had enough time to go too far into
Mhm.
like the whole radical beam and like Frankie having his
Yeah.
own laser tech, as well as like Vegapunk being astounded that he had it.
Nipple
Um,
lights.
Nipple lights all day.
I
bro.
wanted to say
Yeah.
the same thing. The face.
But yeah, I'm glad you guys like that. That was this is my first actual like full cook on a theory. I've got a bunch of half baked shit, and then got invited to this and was like, oh, I gotta really go in. So thank you
You
guys.
chef, bro. You chef, bro.
I
Good
can,
job.
uh,
Yeah, you're cooking.
I can
That's
reset
going with
the
you, man.
clock, and then
You got some
Nico.
buddies in the chat going hard for you, man. You might pull this through. I love it.
Hey. But yeah, it is what it is. But best of luck to everybody.
Yep.
Like I said before the stream, I don't need it. But no, I got the timer reset, Nico. If you're ready, I'll give
Mhm.
you a countdown. Are you good?
Yeah.
All right. I will give you the 3-second countdown very shortly, and I will let you know when there are 30 seconds left on your timer. You've got 3 minutes to spit. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Okay, so basically my theory is about how one was created, and I believe that one in the past. Do you guys remember Ors? He was called the Continent Puller, and
Mhm.
we basically if we think about the time settings, the time setting where the walls in one were created, the borders, which was probably the Void Century. As you think, like it requires to fill up with water. It requires time, right? So the people in Wano at the time most likely went away from there, each to a separate island, and waited like a couple of centuries for the water to fill up to a certain level. Then 500 years later, Ors came in and brought each island where all the families went to wait for Wano to fill up, and took a part of it and brought it to Wano, and the combination of all these islands created what we now see as Wano. Also, we have a tie with ancient giants and swords by Onigashima. We have the big skull with the horns with a big ass fucking sword. So that could also indicate that because Or's crew, like if you go read in the wiki, like he had some sort of bandits, I guess, which is probably world government propaganda. But there's a possibility that Ors was somehow related to Wano, and the possibility that he was also a samurai. So when that's why he went and gathered all the islands, because he was related to the samurais, and brought them all back to Wano, and yeah. Also, yeah.
You've got about 30 seconds.
Yeah,
30
and,
seconds.
yeah, and he was found dead in the Land of Ice, which is a mystery island that we don't know anything about. And if you think about the Shimotsuki, Ringo, which was a snowy bit, and Ryuma's grave was there, there's a chance that maybe Ringo was a bit of island that came from the land of ice. So maybe the Shimotsuki family were actually hiding there, and that's why Ryuma's grave was there. Maybe that was something related to them. And the Ors, for some reason, went there and died there because he didn't have the appropriate clothes. So yeah, that's sort of it, I guess.
Excellent. So we can open it up for discussion. It's the Wano jigsaw theory. Like,
Yeah.
like I think that I've definitely thought about that potentiality for a little bit, and like I don't know. One thing that I want to add real quick is that like I also thought that it could be possible that maybe the previous owner of the Shima Nomi, which is like the island or isle fruit that Avalo Pizarro currently has. Maybe that like can you imagine if Oars had that?
Oh, damn. Yeah.
That'd be
So-
crazy.
Can we call it your theory, the theory of the Ors, the last samurai?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, yeah, if you want. Yeah, because
The jigsaw piece.
yeah,
theory.
and there's a lot of versions and details that you can add to the theory, and a lot of variation. The connection to Elbaf, the Adam tree connecting to the sky, ancient giants in general, the split between Onis and giants, and we also have ancient giants, which are a mix of them together.
Yeah, I like we were actually specifically told by Oda, I think, that there are no continents like on like anymore, or like I don't know if he said anymore, but like they're all just like like they're considered islands, but a continent is a much bigger landmass. So for him to be called the continent polar, that's a crazy like title, you know, like
Yeah.
and I think the ice continent is like the actual one continent that we got confirmation that did or still does maybe exist in One Piece. Smokey, you got any thoughts on Wano was assembled by Oars theory?
I like it. I always had this theory that Oars pulled the red line together. Like that's why like the red line is always like in sections, right? It's no or has zones. I think I always thought that like the previous owner of the Chop Stop fruit probably chopped all these continents together, and all the Oars species, not just Oars, but his whole species, he's probably the leader, probably pulled these continents together. You know what I mean? But I do like that a lot. Like he had to move some type of continent to have that name. So I like it a lot.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely like that theory. Andy, you got anything you want to add to it?
Yeah, I really liked it, and yeah, I would go with Oars' name, the continent, like continent polar. Why else would Oda give us that name? And then also with the whole Oars Junior and the straw hat that he wears, wasn't that made in Wano? That hat.
Yes.
Yeah, like it had more connections and parallels to Oars and Oars Junior, minus them just both being big and same name.
Well, that reminds me, like the first time we're actually introduced to Oars is in Thriller Bark, and Thriller Bark was the arc that did all of the massive setup for not only the full New World, but especially Wano. It's the first time we heard the name Wano, the first time we heard the name Kaido, the first time we
Right.
saw Samurai, and we even saw the National Treasure Shisui of Wano specifically in that arc. So yeah, the Oars Samurai thing, I think that could be. There's definitely something there. Cube, did you want to add anything else to it, or anyone else have anything to add?
No, honestly, no. It's a no, actually, because I never thought of it that way. So it's a pretty good theory.
Fire!
Yeah, straight fire. So to recap for the audience, we have 5 wonderful theories here that were just presented and discussed by each of us. Cube was first up with his theory that is York is using the Seraphim to reenact like God Valley events. Is that basically what it is?
No, more that we will get the God Valley incident, and that the reason why York is a very believable trader is that she's using also Seraphim, Doflamingo, Moria, and Crocodile, but we haven't been seeing them. They've been doing stuff behind the scenes, especially Doflamingo. Seraphim.
Okay. Yeah, that dude's definitely the one I'm keeping my eye on the most is S Flamingo. Andy Lex's theory, in brief summation, was that Garp will either surrender or be captured, and that Katarina Devon will be handed over in his place. Was there anything I was missing on that?
Oh yeah, so in that case, yeah, then they'll have Blackberry Pirates will have Garp onto themselves with Pudding in their control. With Pudding also, you could do the whole God Valley memories thing with Garp.
Yeah, that's fire. That is fire. Smokey had theorized that the humans were native to this planet, and that a whole bunch of the other races came from other planets, and that were enslaved by the humans, specifically for the benefit of the humans. If you wanted to add anything to that briefly before we get to voting.
Yeah, so basically other races came to this earth, the Lunari, maybe not the Lunaris, but definitely the Oars, the Fishmen, and all the other humanoids came to this earth, and Emu devised a plan to enslave them, and she used basically their own devil fruits to create this world that we live in. The Reverse Mountain, the Red Line, all the ancient currents, all the oceans, all that stuff was her plan.
Wild.
Or his plan. Emu's plan, sorry guys. They.
Nice. My theory was that the skyship that nuked Lelucia is just air conditioning on crack, and that the specifically the Gorosei and the world government and things like that are trying to keep Vegapunk limited in what he can actually produce, and they are having a Lunarian with the perpetual youth surgery as their eternal flame battery. And then Nico had the theory that Oars had pieced together New Wano, like a jigsaw puzzle. The continent puller he is, Oars the last samurai. If you wanted to add anything to that before we get to voting.
Where'd I find the chat for this on the server? Where's it under?
Give me 1 second. We'll let Nico finalize his theory, and then I will go over all of that.
Yeah, basically there's the connection between Oars and Wano, which if you go read on the wiki, it stated that legend has it that he amassed the countries and islands under his control and his band of villains, which is probably again world government propaganda, and it's likely, in my opinion, that his band of villains were actually samurai, and he was tied to them because of that samurai, relationship. Maybe also in the Void Century, his family played a part in it, and he was also introduced in Thriller Bark with Ryuma in the same chapter, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I like it a lot. Okay, so we are now going to open up voting, and to answer Smokey's question and tell everyone in the chat here, I just put a link in there that says join the TLA vote. Follow that link, make sure you're joined up. If you're already on, congratulations, you're ahead of the game. In the Last Arcs Discord server, at the very top of the channels, right above where it says announcements and TLA socials and rules and roles, you'll see a channel that says Ask D Audience, and you will be able to react to cast your votes. And specifically, we ask that people only react to one vote or to one theory, and whoever has the bottom two, we will not be advancing to the next round. So we're going to give everyone a little bit of time to get their votes placed. TJ already got in there. WTJ, W Mans. Shout out to TJ.
Wait, vote the ones we want to advance, or we vote for one, right? Not as in the one we want to get booted out, right?
You vote for one, and the two with the least amount of reactions will not progress to the next round. So everybody, please only react to one. And yes, absolutely, like the stream. I'm gonna be putting in links to Andylex's channel and Smokey's channel, and we make sure that you guys support the homies, definitely. Oh my goodness. And I think we'll go ahead and give it we have how many people viewing right now? We have 14 people watching currently. I don't know if we're gonna get 14 total votes in there, but give me just a second.
Oh, I don't know if you saw a message from Smokey.
Cube, do you can you get Smokey moved back into this VC?
Or if anybody from the last arc is watching, they could bring back Smokey.
Hashtag bring back Smokey, yeah.
You go to
And I
those
told him to
souls.
join. I told him he's in the normal VC cube, if you can just move him back into this one. So it looks like we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 votes cast. That's a pretty good number. Hey, what's good? We do need just a couple more votes put in real quick, everybody, if you want to just make sure that you've... So 5 of them are from Hyde. So I can't count 5 of them. Hyde, go ahead and unreact to the ones that you're not actually that way we can get an impartial ruling, because 5 of them are from you, which means I don't have your actual vote cast, Den Kushi. Because yeah, he has reacted to every single one of them.
Yeah, Dan is not gonna vote for me because of that 10-10 picture I posted of him earlier.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, that's potentially going to be the kicker, because we do have a 3-way tie for second place right now. So yeah, Hyde, definitely unreact to all of the 4 that you're not voting for. There you go. I see it going down now. All right. It looks like we have a 2-way tie between so if we want to do a poll specifically, we have one with only 1 reaction, and then we have 2 with 2 reactions. So there's a 2-way tie for the bottom, for the second to the bottom. If we could do a poll in YouTube right now, specifically to see between me and Cube, which of us stays in the running. We have Smokey safe with 3 reacts, and we have Andylex safe with 5 reacts. With only 1 react, it looks like Nico is is not
Locked
advancing.
out.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have specifically a two-way tie between me and Cube. So if that's possible, could we get a poll put up in the YouTube chat real quick, and we will see what the audience weighs in here. Is it going to be me, or is it going to be Cube that does not advance to the next round? I cannot put up a poll, but I'm hoping Hyde can real quick. And while that is happening, if you guys want to go ahead and plug your channels again, just to let all these lovely people know who weren't here at the very beginning, we'll go ahead and start with Andy Legs. If you want to do a nice little shameless shill.
Wait, what?
I said you want to go ahead and plug your channel real quick while we're
Oh
waiting.
yeah, sure. I got you. Everyone mean a lot if you throw where's the chat? Uh-oh. If I could find the chat on my, here it is. Throw a follow to my channel. I've been uploading One Piece stuff for a few months already. I upload live reactions and theories and chapter reviews sometimes. It'll be awesome to get to 100 subs. I'm currently at 70.
Oh yeah. Let's get it, vote. Go subscribe, guys.
Yes, sir.
And then Smokey, you're next.
Grand Line Bound, baby. Let's get it. Give me the 200 before my birthday, July 4th. Let's go. I appreciate all you guys.
Yup.
Hey, I'm still not seeing the poll up. Nico, you said you collab with you work in the Den Den channel. You want to go ahead and plug that real quick while we're still waiting?
Yes, if you guys want to hear some awesome theories, come check us out on the Dandan K channel. It got a little name change, but it's still good content. So if you guys like it, come check us out.
Excellent. Cube, you got anything you want to plug? I know you rep for the whole Last Arc gang, but I'll give you the floor for a sec.
So yeah, yo, Cube of the Red Sea, member of the last arc, so it's not very hard. I'm pretty sure everyone is subscribed, like the stream, but you know, keep waiting. And just so you know, the last arc is one of the best group of all times, and it's also the group where 3Day is a member of. So you know,
GOAT.
also give some love to 3Day, to the GOAT 3Day as well.
Yes.
So yeah, and I appreciate everyone being here.
Excellent.
Goat.
We have the poll up right now, so everybody please go ahead and cast your votes. We got 5 in there already. Excellent. We got 16 people watching right now. Please go ahead and cast your votes between who had the better theories.
Oh my god, it's okay. It was tied right now. That's not
We'll call that once we get closer to. We're at 7 votes. We're almost halfway there. Wonderful hearing from all of you guys, getting to plug your channels and your socials and things like that. My name is Vexus, the Lurking Legend, aka Nicopedia. I have a channel. I have not posted a single video yet, but these guys at TLA have been so lovely as to host me several times. Major shout outs. Go check out the OPU collab that they did. I was in one of their chapter reactions, and I'm also in group 2. We do the last arc One Piece D&D stream every single Tuesday at 8 p.m. CST on Tachi's channel. It's a blast. We just finished our first arc. You know, the last arc has some other wonderful D&D groups. Group 1 is every Friday on the last arc streaming. And then we also have group 3 on Dire Regulus's channel every single Saturday. And there's more groups to come. If you guys were interested in being a DM or a player in a One Piece themed Dungeons and Dragons campaign, you've already got the link to the server. Definitely message Amon. We can try to get you guys set up. It's a wonderful growing community, and I love it so much. Huge shout out to Dax Stake, specifically in the chat. it's a toss up right now between Cube and I. Cube's theory was Cube. Go ahead and give Dak a quick rundown, a quick like 5-second rundown.
So basically, everything we've seen in this prepare us for the flashback of this arc, which will be God Valley incident. And York is now a legit traitor because we're gonna find out she was using S Flamingo, S Moria, and S Crocodile pulling the strings, especially the Flamingo getting the idea how to kill Shaka, Atlas being destroyed, Rob Lucci, the Flamingo saving as King Riku, and the way that York has become a Cecil Dragon is literally what the Flamingo did to become a Shishibukai. So they will show what their action is. So yeah.
And beautiful. And then Dak, my theory is that the skyship that nuked Lelucia in 1060 is actually air conditioning, and it's the island aircon system that Atlas introduced us to, and they're using an enslaved Lunarian with the perpetual youth surgery on her as the mother flame type situation to power this. It's several amalgamations of seemingly beneficial technology that are being weaponized by the minds of the world government, despite Vegapunk trying to obviously not create weapons of mass destruction. It looks like we have 17 votes and only 16 watching. I don't know. That's crazy. But yeah, I think that does. Shout out to John Sherrod on all socials and Kev DOG. We got some goats hitting the chat right now. And Tainted Mars.
There's some goats here.
Absolute goats in the chat. Everybody make sure you like the stream, and thank you for coming in and supporting. I think we can close it out there. Oh my god, yeah. Well, we got 19 watching and 18 votes cast, so I guess we got one more vote to get in there. But
cast the vote.
Nico, it works with the Den K channel 3-day, so you've already done the plug there. And obviously the TLA, server and channel as well. Everybody make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for all joining us. This has been wonderful. I think Dak is still pondering some right now. But this will decide who goes on to the next round, where we will have 3 individuals. So far, Andy Lex and Captain Smokey, Grand Line Bound here, are both solid, picks for the final round, and it is a toss-up between myself and Cube to see who the third pick is. In the final round, we will each spit another theory. We'll be given 3 minutes each, and then in between each of the theories, there will be a quick open for discussion between the 3 of us, and then you guys will decide who had the number 1 theory. Okay, 19 votes in. It has been decided, guys.
Yep.
Cube, it was an honor. But
yeah, man. No worries. No, listen. Losing to Goat's Fury is not a loss for me. They were great theories, Hey man, listen. But I'm also curious. But listen, guys. Anyways, I'm gonna have to hop off, or at least I might come back but muted. But good luck for the rest, guys. It was a pleasure facing you all.
Nice. Pleasure having you, boss man.
Excellent. Great having you on, Cube. Absolutely. And then Nico, also wonderful having you on. And thank you for hosting the stream for us today. But it looks like advancing to the final round, it will be. I just posted a fresh link it should be unlimited for the TLA Discord server in the chat for you guys. But advancing to the final round will be Star Knight, Risha, Andy Lex, and Captain Smokey, aka Grand Line Bound, as well as myself, Vexus, the Lurking Legend, aka Nikipedia. We can close out that poll. Wonderful. Thank you guys so much for the support, and thank everybody for the wonderful theories that we've heard tonight so far. You guys know the deal now. We're going to open it up to, we'll start with Andy Lex. and I will get the 3-minute timer set.
All right,
Let me know
before
whenever
you
you're
start-
ready. I'm gonna give you
Before
a
you start, I
3-second.
just want to say something. This is going to be very interesting, Vex. I hope everybody loves this.
Well, if you're ready, I'll give you a 3-second countdown, and then I'll
Alright.
start the timer. I'll give you a 30-second warning right before your time is up. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, we are gonna get Indiolex's theory in 3, 2, and 1.
Yeah, so the theory that the theory for this is that what Capone saw in chapter 594 was Mother Flame, and that the source to energy for all that is nature. Vegapunk wants to make a world where energy is available to all. In chapter 1068, he says that if only people would open their eyes, there's energy all around us. He's referring to the world. And then he says if the raw power can be converted into a more apparent and accessible form, we'd never see another conflict spark up again. And we literally saw raw power from Mother Flame. It absorbed all the energy around it. It could absorb energy from the sun, the ocean, even Capone's ship. It could suck anything up. Like in Nope, we see that alien that just sucks up everything like in a vacuum. That alien, back to aliens. In chapter 1086, Sabu said there was an enormous shadow floating above him during the Lelouchia incident, something that was pitch black. Even in chapter 594, the thing that was sucking up Capone's ship, that weird object, was pretty much covered in a shadow and looks black in the anime. And someone in Capone's ship even says something's coming down from the sky. But yes, I believe the Mother Flame was heading towards the Gorosei and Imu to Mary Joie, and while on the way, it was absorbing the energy around it. This reminded, the alien, and we see the strange object doing the same thing to Capone's crew. It's absorbing the nature around it, pretty much like a spirit bomb from Dragon Ball. It's absorbing the energy from life and anything from Mother Nature, like I said, the sea, the ocean, the animals, the people. Vegapunk does say the world is teeming with this energy. It references the eternal flame Vegapunk wants. And in chapter 1065, Lilith brings up how if she had access to the eternal flame, her own son, maybe she meant son as an S-O-N, her kid, a kid with infinite imagination. I don't know. Vegapunk probably figured out a way to store infinite amount of free energy, and the government wants him to be dealt with because they got to see firsthand what it's capable of. And this could be parallel to Nikola Tesla. He wanted free energy / electricity for everyone, but no one wanted to fund him the money. He may have been close to cracking this solution, but in return, it would kill all the competition. The government doesn't want Vegapunk to retaliate with what he knows. He could craft and reverse engineer whatever the ancient kingdom or what, and the government can reverse engineer whatever Vegapunk made and have it for their own. They're going to confiscate everything he has. That's why they want him dealt with. And they don't need Vegapunk anymore. The government can just confiscate. And where else can someone get the power like that to destroy Lelouchia? There's fire and electricity, which are elements. Lilith did say you can
30 seconds.
Convert fire into any kind of energy. Probably the reason why the object Capone saw was flying was because Vegapunk was able to convert fire into energy, possibly from the sun. And but yeah, so pretty much, the theory is what Capone saw was Mother Flame, and it sucks up everything around it. And I had a previous video talking about this, and that's about it. Yeah.
Perfect. You had about a second and a half to spare, but I like that. As Dak put it, the spirit bomb take. That is really solid. Smokey, you got anything you wanna talk about when it comes to that? I like it a lot.
I like it a lot as well. I agree. I also think that what Capone saw was the Mother Flame.
Can I also
Yeah,
comment,
that-
or am I out?
I mean, you could talk about it. Not
Yeah, because I had two things to say, basically. The first one, which I agree completely with the free energy source, which is the energy that's all around the people in One Piece. And that could be tied to the voice of all things. Basically, everything has a voice, which is a synonymous for soul. And so if there was a way to access the energy of every single thing around you, like the soil, the sun, just like you said, everything, that would be a pretty insane amount of energy that you can use. Also, to add to that, speaking of souls, if you think about Big Mom, she has the soul fruit, and I find it very interesting that she had this whole situation with the mother frame, where when it was broken, she went mad. And if you think about like the whole concept of her going into a fit of rage when a photo of her I guess adoptive mom was broken, it's pretty interesting. So it's pretty strange in my opinion. So maybe there's some link to that, the soul, the mother frame. It's all sort of there may be something there. I'm not sure what at this point, but that's like, if you think about it, that's actually the mother frame that Big Mom with the soul fruit has.
Yeah, to feed into like a little bit of what you were saying, as well as like the spirit bomb take, is like, I think that like we're told that everything has a voice, including even just like the rocks that Zoro was able to like sense the intent of or whatever, against DOSBones. But specifically the fact that everything has a voice, living or non-living, and everything that's living in this world was born with Haki. I think that could be a way of weaponizing like people's flowing Haki that's like, that they don't have control over themselves, or even like a way of weaponizing the voice of all things, which would be really cool. I don't know if that's where you were going, but that's like what kind of chat had me thinking when they were talking about how it's tied to Haki.
But yes, in my channel, I have a video talking about nature, and I talk about the voice of all things and how everything has a voice, and like everything in the planet is like from Mother Nature, and her kids, and devil fruits are an act against God, like eating them is like you're going against it.
Yeah, your nature video is sick. Like all the Emerson like references and things like that. It's definitely an intellectual take on a really solid theory that nature is the eternal like fuel source, like the infinite fuel. I love it. Anything else anyone wants to add before we get to Smokey's theory? All right, Smokey, are you ready? I'm gonna get the timer
Ready.
As usual, I'm gonna give you a 3-second countdown, and then I will let you know when you have 30 seconds left.
Head up where?
Let's go. We're gonna get Smokey's theory in 3, 2, and 1. Go.
All right, you guys. In this theory, I want to talk about the Will of D, Luffy's dream, and what the One Piece is, right?
Damn.
So I believe that the Will of D stands for the Will of Dance, aka the Will of Disco. And check this out. Laugh Rotel is real, you guys. Okay? Laugh Rotel is real. I believe the One Piece is a disco ball, and Luffy's dream is to make the world dance. And I dare anybody to go to a disco and shake their groove thing and not smile, okay? The Will of Dance is real. Luffy wants to make the world dance holding a giant disco ball, okay? Laugh Rotel is real. I said it, okay? I said it. Mic drop. I'm done. End the timer. That's all I need to say.
Okay, 56 seconds of straight spitting fire. The chat is loving it, including myself right now.
The Will of Disco.
The Will of Disco.
I love it because I freaking love Django, and Django loves dancing.
He does.
Django
And he will
OPAF.
be there. He will
Django
be
is
there at the
OP.
last party. The last party that Luffy throws, he will be there, and he will be moonwalking. Laugh Rotel is real. The disco ball One Piece is real, you guys. That's
You
all
got
I gotta
Dax.
say.
You got Dax vote, that's for sure. I'm not.
All I gotta say.
No,
Laugh
I mean,
Rotel is real.
yeah, no, I love it. It's right up Oda's alley. It is.
Let me add this too. Let me add this too. In the panel with the Nika panel, right when they're dancing around the fire, the moon is shaped like a D, of course, but the word dance appears a couple times in that panel from Usopp and all the other guys. So the will of dance is true, and they're gonna dance at the world's greatest disco at the end of it. And I'll tell you this much too. What made Roger laugh, see, in this world, disco is a thing of the past in this world, but in that world, disco is a thing of the future, and he did not know how to disco. So he was like, man, I'm too early, you guys. I don't know how to disco. I don't know how to shake my groove thing. And that's why he laughed.
Oh
That's
my
all I gotta say. That's
God.
all I gotta say.
That's
I
wild.
guess you could say, wasn't disco like in Japan, like it became popular later, like because Japan was late
Yeah.
in the trends
Yeah.
versus we're late on their
Yeah.
tech.
Yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
and Oda is putting that into his novel. We will all dance at the end of this. I promise you. I will.
I'll weep, but no, I get what you're saying.
We,
But yeah,
but you'll be
but-
dancing while you weep, you know, like a chopper dance.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we're all dancing at the end.
But this is a fire theory. People shouting out to Django in the chat as well. That's crazy. You literally only needed 1 minute to cook that, and how am I gonna top that? Like this is wild though. And of all of the theories that I've heard, like it makes just enough sense to make no sense to be like so beautiful though. Like at the same time, like like because that's like Oda's true fashion, and like
Right.
he was telling us, when all these theories were getting put out, that like no one's figured it out yet. And so I think this is a unique take on a lot of the receipts that have already been presented through a lot of other like goat theories. Like I don't want to name out like the 30 of them that are popping to my mind right now, but this is unique to me. Like this is the first time I've heard specifically the disco ball take. I think so. This is really interesting, and I do love it. Congratulations on that. Whether you succeed or not, that's a massive W. Like whether you're voted in on that, but massive W.
Thank you, my man.
Nico, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, I mean, if Django moonwalks, he's certainly a Lunarian. Am I right?
Oh damn! Yo,
Okay.
calm down. This isn't your. Calm down.
Too much fire. Too much fire.
Peter! I did not think of this, guys. Thank you guys for compiling and adding on to this theory. I love it. The
Yeah.
original Moonwalkers, the Lunarians. Oh
That is-
my god.
That is wild.
Disco piece is real, you guys.
That's absolutely wild. I don't know how I'm gonna top that, except that I'm gonna start the timer exactly where I stopped yours for my theory, because I don't think I need the full 3 minutes either.
Ooh. Vice.
But if there's nothing else to add to that goat ass theory right there, then I'm gonna spit. I'm
Go.
gonna give myself a little countdown, and then I'm gonna spit for 2 minutes and 4 seconds at most here, because I'm kicking it right where Smokey left it. All right, so in very, very brief bullet points, I believe that Emu has a power, but it is specifically not a devil fruit. As stated in my last theory, in 1062 we met Atlas with her photonic gloves, and while describing these gloves, she stated that perception shapes your sense of reality, and that it is something that you will have to decide for yourself ultimately. And as we all know, God Usopp has been demonstrating the ability to shape reality based on his lies for the entirety of the series so far, all the way back to Syrup Village. I believe that this is a massive foreshadowing that that's what Emu is able to do, but instead of on an island scale, on a global scale. I think that for centuries of misinformation, lies, and propaganda, and spreading of the their own agenda and whatnot, somehow Emu has used facets like the economic World Economic Newspaper, and withholding of knowledge of devil fruits and hockey and the history, like what we saw with the Void Century and O'Hara and things like that. That Emu has effectively convinced the world they don't exist. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled is that they to prove them that they don't exist or whatever. And so I think that Emu has effectively transcended a physical form and does not have a physical body, therefore they cannot age. And the only way that they can interact with the world around them is through hockey, not a devil fruit. That's my theory.
Boom. Yeah, I like
love it.
that.
I agree with you. I don't think Emu has the devil fruit either.
So, I mean, God Usopp does not have the devil fruit, and he's able to do these things. So, I mean, I just think it's that, but on a much bigger scale. Like anything anyone wants to add to it?
I think that's what we talked about the other time. The possibility of Emu having some sort of shadow control. That's what I was thinking about, at least. Because if if shadows have souls, you basically have the power to control them. So there's maybe a way to, with your will, to bend it and make it do some sort of stuff, just like the Rokushiki. By
The way that the
Yeah.
way that I see it is like, so everyone's told that like, oh, nobody can do that with hockey. Nobody can do that with the devil fruit. Nobody can sit on the empty throne.
Mhm.
And if Emu had convinced the world that they don't exist, well, now they have become nobody. So now they can sit on the empty throne. They can do these things with hockey. They can do these
Mhm.
things with devil fruit powers. Like nobody can eat 2 devil fruits. Well, guess what? Like Emu can basically like I don't believe Emu has a devil fruit, but I think because like like, oh well, nobody can do that without eating that devil fruit. Emu is nobody.
Mm.
So if Emu has convinced the world that they don't exist, that they can do all of these reality bending things that people believe are impossible. So it's like how Luffy has his Gear 5 awakening through his imagination. This is the stunting of the entire world's imagination. So it's the flip side of the coin of what Luffy does. Luffy is someone who breaks his world around him with his imagination. Whereas
Yeah.
Emu, I think, is just somebody who completely
The emu
squashes.
controls people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like
So
here's
if
the
you were to tell people that specifically you can't do this and tell them that for 800 years, then they wouldn't even really be able to imagine it. If they were being told that, oh, well, hockey can only do these 3 things. Well, what if hockey can
I
do
got
so
a
much
quick
more than
question. I got a quick question. So, do you think the whole devil fruits and they can't swim thing was orchestrated by Unu as well?
Yeah, Emu. Oh no, sorry, it's not.
Yeah, like it's all Emu's agenda. Everything that we know about the world today that isn't spoken directly out of the narrator's mouth is propaganda. We don't know,
All
like
smoke and mirror.
yeah, except for maybe what Rayleigh says, but like specifically, like
Right.
Rayleigh and Emu are 2 of the only people we can actually trust when it comes to like accurate sources of, or I mean, not Emu, Rayleigh and the narrator are the only 2 people we can actually trust when it comes to like not lying to us. And I have a whole theory that Usopp is the narrator as well, which kind of ties into the shaping the world around you with your lies and whatnot.
Well,
Uh,
yeah. I agree. Like, Emu is pretty much, yeah. A horrible comparison is like in Scott Pilgrim. If you become a vegan, you get all these vegan powers. But in the world of One Piece, if you're forgotten, you get all these powers too. That's why it's like a fate worse than death here. But in Emu's case, they take advantage of it.
But yeah, like if
That's all I was
Emu had been telling the world for 800 years or more that these are the lines you have to color within and nobody can color outside of them, that for one limits the entire world's imagination. They can't, they've told you can't do that. So they quit thinking about it because that becomes common knowledge. So that limits everyone's hockeys. But at the same time, if people are thinking that nobody can do that, Emu is nobody. So while nerfing the entire world, it also simultaneously buffs Emu. And I think that's the ultimate power. And it doesn't require a devil fruit, but it can simulate any devil fruit. And we've been saying that like this is like similar to like what like Doflamingo's string powers, like being able to like like control, and like also the shadow Kage powers of Moria and things like that. Well, I mean it can mimic all of the devil fruits, but it doesn't actually need to involve a devil fruit, because I think that hockey is something that can do all of these things. We've just been getting propaganda for 800 years, limiting
Yeah.
people's imaginative factors for what they can do with devil fruits, what they can do with hockey, and
Mhm.
Emu is the only one who transcends that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that monkey. Have you guys ever heard of that monkey experiment where they put 5 monkeys into a room, right? And they put a banana at the top of the room, and of course one of the monkeys starts to climb the top, and right when the monkey reaches the top, they spray everybody. They spray all the monkeys with water, right? And they continuously do that till eventually when a monkey climbs up there, you know, all the other monkeys will like kick his ass, like, hey, what are you doing? They're gonna spray us with water, right? And here's where the experiment comes in. They'll take one of the monkeys out and put a new monkey. So of course he'll try to climb, get the banana. All the other ones will whoop his ass, like, hey, what are you doing? And they continuously do this till the room is full with 5 monkeys that's never been sprayed with water, but they're conditioned to know not to climb up to that banana. You know what I mean? Because they've got their ass kicked, and so on and so forth. It's kind of like what she's doing, like generational tyranny, where it's like even the generations that don't even know like how she took over the world, how they like it's all pre-programmed in them to just obey orders. You know what I mean? Kind of, it's a good theory.
Mm-hmm. And to go off with what you said about imagination, I'm going to pull up a panel on the stream where you remember the ship falling from the sky, where the narrator box said everything that humans can imagine can happen in reality, by physicist Willie Gallon, which is interesting because now that we think about it, it's a strange name. It's also a physicist, which is something strange in the One Piece world, at least in my opinion. And in retrospect, maybe this dude lived in the past in the advanced civilization. So at that time, this phrase was much more powerful, most likely. That's where everything derived from.
Yeah, someone put it in chat like Pavlovian. Yeah, like I think that it's definitely like a theory that I've had for a fat minute, and it's only, in my opinion, like with recent events and whatnot, I think it's only gotten strengthened. Like in my opinion, like with us finally seeing what Emu can do and things like that. But I've definitely thought that, like with God Usopp specifically being called what he's called and revered as how he's revered, if you watch specifically that part of Dressrosa again, it's I think that's just a like a small facet of what you know, Emu is actually capable of. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. He's a prophet for sure. So
all right, so that is going to be all of the final theories and discussions, and so now we can open it up once again back in the TLA Discord, which I'll drop a link to right now. We have cleared the reactions, and if you guys would like to now cast your votes, the person with the most reactions will, you know, emerge victorious here. We have 13 wonderful people watching, and we are going to get all of those votes cast in. In the meantime, if you guys once again want to go ahead and plug your channels, we'll start with Andy.
Yeah. But yeah, and my recent, uploaded a recent video where I talk about Emu's powers and Django too, and I explain like how they bend the will of people and how hypnosis is broken and how Emu may have powers of a mangaka, and that's why Emu is able to bend people's will and all. It's pretty interesting if anyone wants to see that. I highly recommend it. Just because I found some similar things in my video. I can put this one close to the link. Yeah.
All right, excellent. Smokey, you want to go ahead and plug your channel or any recent videos you've got? Anything you got cooking up?
Cooking up this Drum Island Art Review Part 1. Yeah, Grand Line Bound, baby. Nobody breaks down these arcs like me. We're gonna make it, you guys. I promise you. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Massive shout out to Mr. Bushido, super chatting the €5. He said Usopp ate a devil fruit. He sank when the shark drew him into the sea in Egghead. It's an interesting theory.
He ate the God.
The God.
Sniper. Model sniper God.
I think that's interesting. Yeah, we haven't seen him touch water since the beginning of Egghead, so that would be the last point. But like, I don't know. I am a little hesitant to believe that, but it's a good point that you brought up. Again, shout out to
I'm
all
gonna check that out.
the wonderful people in the chat here. Major shout out to 3Day for being the GOAT mod. Wrench Game strong. We are
Wrench Game, crazy.
Let's see, we have 2, 4, 6. We have 9 votes. We have people voting for somebody who is not in the running. Which is,
Theory probably was lit, man.
so yeah, we're just waiting on. So that would be 2, 4. We have 7 votes cast currently. So we are still waiting for about 7 more people. If you guys have not already, please go on to the Last Arcs Discord. The very top of the list of channels, we are going to have a channel called Ask D Question, or Ask D Audience. Ask D Question, my bad. Ask D Audience, and you'll be able to see that Smokey is this guy with his head in the clouds, and then Star
Like
Knight
always.
and Star Knight Risha. Andy Lex is this dizzy star emoji, and I am obviously the biggest brain.
Mega Brain,
Bruh.
Mega Mind.
But we have looks like 10 votes cast. So we're getting up there. All of the lovely, beautiful people who have been joining us again. I want to thank you all for showing up. Mr.
Listen, I
Boucher-
want to tell the audience, like, don't vote for me, because if I win 2 in a row, they're gonna ban me, you guys. I can't win 2 in a row. So I just, make me come close second. But give it to the other guys, because they're gonna start thinking, it's unfair, there's collusion.
Okay,
But let
you
me
say
be real,
that.
Disco Pieces win.
You say that, but you voted for yourself. So
No, I didn't. No, don't give it away. I have to.
oh my goodness.
Actually, throwing out shit.
Does everybody vote for Nico?
That'd be hilarious. Nico from the come from behind victory. I love it.
I see 2 votes for Nico.
Hilarious. His
Wild.
theory was fire.
Yes.
Nico, I told you cannot pay your way into victory.
Oh my god,
you know
you
that.
scared me. I think I pooped my pants.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Cube. What did you make me do?
So I don't know why it's showing that there's 6 people who reacted to Andy Lex's, but it's only showing 4. Like on the, I'm confused.
Oh, it's
But,
not showing my other Discords react. No, I'm just playing. It's not.
Oh
That's
my
not.
god, he got his burners in this.
I'm playing.
Burners.
It's
But-
Imu's message saying to Andy Lex, I'm seeing you. I
No,
see
but
you.
when I
You
look
know,
at
you
it,
know too much.
when I look at it, it shows 4 and then 4 for me and then 2 for Smokey. But if I click on, oh, okay, I see what happened. All right, cool. Yeah, we are still needing just a few more votes cast. Absolute W for from TJ gifting one of the Last Arc memberships. I see Adam got it, which is hilarious. But for any future events where you see TJ in the chat, everybody just preemptively allow gifts, so gift memberships, because these guys go crazy. They hate to see great names. But we have 12 people in the chat right now, and I see I might need to like refresh, but I only see N cast right now, except for the ones that are for Nico.
Yeah, they're wait, they're a 10th cast.
So we're at currently a tie between myself and Andy Lex. We can do a poll
Showdown.
maybe to break the tie.
But my question is this: why do I still see 2 more people, 6 for Andy Lex, even though they're showing?
Yeah, that's what I was asking earlier. I think people unliked. Like, I don't know. Like, Cube, well, I don't want you to out yourself, but like.
No, I'll say my vote. I like Andy Lex. I was in and out, but I was mostly listening on the YouTube when I was not on the PC, and I liked what Andy Lex coined. So
Yeah, I'm like confused right now. Discord might be bugging. I can't close out either because I'm on this. But from what I'm seeing, I actually have 5 votes. That puts us at 11, and we have 11 people watching. So we got to vote. We got a poll in chat. Perfect. That works. I'm super late. But everyone vote for who takes the ultimate W. We have 6 votes. This works better, in my opinion.
Pretty much battle of the mother flame theory.
Mother Flame Theory is what I opened.
I thought my disco piece was gonna clear me through.
I love it, dude. It's like a solid theory. I would have voted for you if I didn't have my own agenda.
You didn't want that
Yeah,
W.
I would have voted for you too if I didn't vote for myself.
Yeah,
Priorities.
For sure, I love it.
we got 10 watching and 10 votes cast. Very quick. That only took 1 minute, but I think that singles it down. Like, yeah, that is the finale, you guys. As expected,
Who won?
I came out on top. No, now we have 12.
You got
I mean, it says I'm
you
at
got a lot of
64%.
that, man.
But wow, massive shout outs. I believe there's still one person who's lurking and who has not cast their vote, but I don't think that's gonna sway it too much. I think that does wrap it up. Crazy. Well, Andy Lex, you want to speak your piece?
Yo, it's second place 2 weeks in a row. Let's go. Runner up. Oh wait, talk about the theory? Or wait, with my piece to like.
Whatever you.
No, that was beautiful.
Whatever you want to talk about, bro. Like any closing statement.
That was beautiful.
If any of you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I highly recommend it. I recently talked about Idimu and Django and hypnosis, about how they could bend the will. I find it very fascinating, and I would really like other people to check it out. I think I covered some great points that were also covered in the theories that were mentioned today.
Yeah, Andy Lex has a fantastic channel. Definitely go subscribe to him. Also subscribe to Captain Smokey's channel, Grand Line Bound. Subscribe to The Last Arc, obviously, and like the stream here. Subscribe to Den K, who's in the chat right now. And then if you would like to, I don't have any content out yet, but you can subscribe to my channel, Vexus Lurking Legend. This has been, well, now we're at 50-50, so I just have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a Davey back fight.
If you want to, I'll Rochambeau you for it.
Yo,
You know what's funny?
Meet me at the halfway point. Let's meet halfway.
You know what's the funniest thing? It's just crazy that me and Nico are tied. That's crazy. Like,
Not
wow,
even
disrespectful. I know I'm tied with somebody that's not even in the face. That's just pure disrespect, guys. That's hilarious. I love you guys, man. I love you guys so much, man.
I got
Sorry, do you
the special participation trophy.
Andy, like,
That's
you want to
funny.
spit like a whole nother theory so we could do this tiebreaker, or what do you want
Damn,
to
a theory. Fudge.
Go. 30-second theory. Let's get it.
30-second theory?
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, if you're down, Vex, we could do another theory. Just from the top of
Ultimate
my head.
showdown.
For the people. Do it for the people, you guys. Do it for the people. Let's go.
I don't even have one like planned. but,
Oh,
like,
then you lost. Come on.
no, let's go, let's
No,
go.
that's not fair, that's not fair.
You
That's fine,
can't,
let's go off the
you
dome.
can't run out of bullets in a gunfight. Let's go.
I'm down to go off the dome if you are. Do you want to go?
No.
You want to go first, or do you want me to
Freestyle.
go first?
Third
You
place,
down?
yeah.
Are you really down for this?
I'll
we
go
could set up
first.
some other-
Yeah, like we got a complete 50-50. We got to give the people what they want.
Give them what they need.
Okay, well, I can go first.
I mean, if you want, go for it. I can go if you don't want to, though.
Well, yeah,
Ooh.
if everyone's down with that, well, I can do the.
Yeah, they're down. Cat says
Okay,
they're down.
all right,
Cat
all
says
right,
they're
well,
down. Yeah, go.
My theory is it's from my recent video actually. It's involving Emu and artists. I believe that Emu, yeah, Emu is known as a creator, calls himself they're a creator. What if that also means that they're like a mangaka creator? They got powers like that, and the hat on Emu's head is like a cap to a pen. And yeah, I just know in the world of One Piece, artists seem OP. Like an artist could be a dancer, like like Django, Miss Golden Week, an artist, she
Django,
paints and all that. And we got
That's 30
Kanjuro.
That's 30 seconds.
Okay.
All
It
right.
went
30
quick.
seconds,
It
get
went quick, bro. We can talk about it though. Like we opened up the floor for discussion. Like so. I
Yeah.
mean,
I
no,
love
yeah,
it.
I-
Anytime
like,
you
yeah,
put
like,
Django, I'm with it.
Ultimate Theory Showdown. Let's go. Oh my god.
To the death. No, not to the death.
Yeah,
No, I like it. That's a
the
good one.
hypnosis agenda, like the through art. I know we've talked about this in VC. Me and Andy been cooking on VC for like 2 months. So like, but this is definitely go check out his video. I like the theory a lot.
It then says, aren't some of the CPO members based on paintings? That's a fact.
Yeah, Guanica is a Picasso painting for sure. And then there's another receipt there. I just don't remember. Marth saying, "Are you not entertained?" Oh my god.
Gladiator school, let's get it. No, I like it. That's a good theory. All right, let's get it, Vax. What you got?
Okay, let me set my timer real quick. Give me just a second. I gotta reset this. All right, and go. All right, my main theory that I have not had time to actually formulate is that, like, along the same lines that Smokey was putting down, is that devil fruits are actually prisons, and they're a way to gatekeep people from getting to the actual afterlife. And I know a lot of people have similar agendas, like that like dying in One Piece isn't exactly the same thing as it is in our IRL world or anything like that, and specifically the afterlife is, oh my god, my time is up. That was the fastest 30 seconds of my life.
Yeah, you got my vote. You mentioned me, so you got my vote, brother.
Yeah, I mean, just like, yeah,
Nah, I'm
we're
just
open.
kidding.
Devil fruits, I think, are like a way of just gatekeeping from the afterlife. They're like a stasis, and like people who inherit wills and things like that. Like, yeah, like I think that's I can't say too much more because I like my time's out. But if Andy, you want to riff on that at all?
Yeah, that's great. I like that. Like how, yeah, like the people, even Roger says, like, I'm not really gonna die. Yeah, their soul could be just put in a devil fruit. And
Yeah. I mean, Ace
It also-
literally
it
already
goes
said
with
it
the
as well.
it
Ace
goes
was
with
like,
the whole
I'll
way of
never
life.
die. Yeah.
Like, yeah, like the circle of life or whatever. Lion King reference.
All right. So if we want to put up another poll to
Somebody
to-
forgot my theory. Are you serious? You're
That's
you
Josh.
he got
Josh
hypnotized.
is rolling.
He got hypnotized. That's why.
Django got that boy. Django got that boy.
All right, everybody, cast your votes for one final time. This has been your like little theory freestyle 30-second theory thing. We have 11 people watching now, and oh my god, 9 people just cast their votes. That was like the 10 votes. That is the fastest we have ever gotten off almost.
Yeah,
the
that
full-
was wild. That was wild. I just saw it up and down.
It was the freestyle. It was the freestyle, bro. That
the,
freestyle.
God.
the heavens are
It's
open,
It's
you know,
normal.
with our
It's normal. It's the first vote without Smokey, so people are excited.
theory hockey.
Oh wow. Oh.
Oh, we got 11 votes and 11 in the chat right now. 12 votes and 11 watching. I don't know how that happened, but
Well, let me
Hey.
send them to my other YouTubes really quick. 1 sec.
so let me come through with the alt. Hey, just make sure you like the stream with them alts.
Like these streams, guys. There was no way I'm gonna win 2 in a row of these, man. There was no way.
I mean, I
Okay.
came into this knowing that you guys are good competition, but it looks like I'm coming.
I'm
away
not a
with it.
theorist. I'm not a theorist, so I'm
Not
glad I
either.
got tapped.
I've literally never put together a One Piece theory like cohesively until today. So this is
Well, let me tell you something. I had my second theory was gonna be about like Shanks, but then I seen Dax in the thing, so I called the audible, and I was like, you know what? That like what I did was a freestyle. I swear, I put that on Usopp. I was like, you know what? I need to talk about the Afro piece.
Well, this has been the ultimate theory showdown to conclude the theory clash for Ask the Audience round 2. It looks like we can close out the poll. I have somehow emerged victorious. Thank you guys so much through the power of Nakama and Burners. I have claimed a W this week.
No.
No,
all
but
of the
I heard some
absolute,
voting mistakes, but it's okay.
all of the absolute goats in chat and the wonderful contestants and participants that I had along here with me. Andy Lex, Star Knight Rishia on YouTube. Definitely go check him out. Captain Smokey, Grand Line Bound. Definitely go check him out. Definitely check out Den Kushi's channel as well. That Nico.
Kushi, I love you.
Yo, if
And,
I'm correct, Vexus has a YouTube channel already. Also, go subscribe to that channel if you want them to. Vexus.
You could do that if you want.
Yeah,
to.
there's
And
nothing on there,
just
but
go
go ahead,
lurk.
show the support. Go lurk.
I got
So
some
lurk on his
heat coming
channel.
in. Yeah, I got some heat coming in soon, but I currently have like nothing on that channel at the moment. But soon, you guys. Also wanted to shout out Cube. Thank you for coming in and spitting with us as
No worries.
well. Who does a lot of amazing work with the last arc. Which obviously, if you're here watching this, you have heard of the last arc. Make sure you like the stream, subscribe, get active in the Discord community as well. And like I said earlier, if you guys wanted to get into the D&D thing, hit up a mod in the D&D chat and we'll see what we can do. We need some DMs or some game masters, dungeon masters. If you guys are wanting to step up to the plate, I will take you under my wing and show you how to do what we do. It's really not that hard. It's a lot of fun. Anything else anyone wants to say before we go ahead and call this stream?
Yeah,
for the
I'm
day?
gonna give a plug to Nico and to Denden, but also Sude, who's there, who they just dropped in the Denden yesterday, I think. A Big Mom Theory. Go check it out.
Oh yeah, dude, that Big Mom
Yeah.
coach theory is
Yeah.
fire. Absolutely.
Go check it out. Go check it out.
Yeah, 3-Day killed it on the script. Den killed it on the vid. It was solid. Everyone go check that out for sure. Yes, W stream, W chat, WTJ for sure.
Yeah, thank you all. Thanks, Last Arc, for having me again. It was super fun. Everyone on the Discord chat right now, or in the voice chat, super fun. Theorizing, talking to you about One Piece. It's a blast.
Much love.
Yeah, much love, and it's been super fun. We're gonna go ahead and call it there. And again, thank you everyone for coming through and joining us.
We appreciate you all.
Yeah, stay
appreciate
tuned.
Yeah.
Ask the audience and vote for your boy Vex. No, I'm kidding.
Make up for last week. Yeah, your crew got your crew was slandered in the votes.